Hello, welcome to Watan Karama News Channel. It is 9 p.m. our time for top stories, and we start with latest developments in Libyan state. Parliament members announced that no agreement was reached concerning the government review and envoy to Libya, Bernardino Leon, postponing its session until next week. For his part, Dialogue Committee member As-Sadiq Idris unveiled papers before the Parliament, stressing that the committee did not know details of Lyon's government. Concerning what took place during the Parliament's meeting today, our correspondent in Parliament headquarters in Tobruk, Salah Al-Tarhouni, noted that 130 Parliament members attended today's meeting. Moreover, he pointed out that the Parliament received delegations from major Benghazi tribes to participate in the meeting's discussions. Parliament Speaker Aguila Saleh Guider stressed that in case of intransigence, the roadmap prepared by Parliament will be implemented as an alternative plan. Guider added during a meeting with civil society institutions and political activists that there is a consensus of opinion on taking decisions in accordance with the fourth draft. For his part, media advisor to Parliament Speaker Fathi El-Mariami said that the meeting also discussed proposals of UN envoy to Libya Bernardino Leon that relate to Government Council, the Supreme Council of the State, and the National Security Council. Chief of General Staff of the Armed Forces Major General Abdelrazak Al-Nazouri and the accompanying delegation arrived in Tobruk International Airport after taking part in the 7th meeting of the Chiefs of Staff of Arms of Initiative Countries 5+5 in the Tunisian capital. Media sources noted that Al-Nazouri signed the Treaty of Defending the Libyan side that relates to terrorism, illegal immigration and cross-border crime. For his part, Al-Nazouri stressed that he focused during the summit on privacy of the current situation in Libya and responding to terrorist militia. In the meantime, he pointed out that all the participants agreed on the need for mutual cooperation in order to fight terrorism and crimes that defy the Mediterranean at the moment, especially illegal immigrations. Tunisian media sources said in a statement that an army group belonging to terrorist Libya militias in Sabratha city detained about 300 Tunisian workers. The sources noted that the workers were detained at the headquarters of Sabratha municipality while they were on their way to Zawiya city to work there. Moreover, he pointed out that the kidnappers detained Tunisians to demand the Tunisian authority to release of the mayor of Sabratha municipality, Hossein Al-Zawadi. Sudanese Interior Minister Ismat Abdulrahman announced that about 70 young Sudanese people joined terrorist Daesh group in Syria and Libya since its inception. Abdulrahman says that the ministry has taken strict measures regarding the granting of exit visa, and it has become difficult to obtain a visa to enter those countries. He added that the ministry has launched a campaign in cooperation with Ministry of Guidance, Education and Learning to prevent young people from joining the terrorist group. A source in Derna city stressed that the city's youth arrested a leader of terrorist Daesh group called Murad Al-Saba. The source noted that Al-Saba was arrested after a fierce battle that broke out between Derna youth and terrorist Daesh group in the city. Derna suffers battles between the people of the city and terrorist Daesh group who took control of some of areas of the city, killing and capturing many elements of the terrorist group. And still in Libya, eyewitnesses and SIR said that elements of terrorist Daesh group burned large quantities of textbooks of primary and middle school education in Libya. A witness confirmed that the books burned by the group are books of national education, English language as well as law. The books were taken from schools and stores of education sector in Sirte, and then they were completely burned in a suburb of the city. And now, my audience, we transfer to the Arab arena, and now especially in Yemen. Yemen's third largest city, Taiz, which was seized by Houthi fighters and aligned army units in March, will soon be liberated. Yemeni Foreign Minister Riyad Yassin told a news conference in Riyadh today. Speaking about possible talks to end the crisis, Yassin said the government will not join any dialogue unless the Houthis accept the UN-sponsored resolution. Taiz is a bastion of opposition to former President Ali Abdullah Saleh, an ally of Houthi Houthi movement and played a role in 2011 Arab Spring protests that eventually led to his departure from power. He said we cannot go to a political dialogue that gives the militia who have used force and violence the right to impose their opinion by force. This cannot be accepted by law and logic. We are talking now about the implementation of the Resolution 2261, and this is what was agreed upon in the United Nations. Resolution number 2216 calls on the Houthis to quit status they have seized since September 2014 and to recognize Hadi as the legitimate president of Yemen. And now to the Palestinian crisis, the Arab League Secretary General Nabil al-Arabi today called for the formation of an international body to protect Palestinian people from Israeli aggression. The statement came during an emergency meeting held at the Arab League in Cairo, where permanent members deplored Israeli violence in Jerusalem. Al-Arabi said an international body to protect the Palestinian people is now a vital necessity due to the continuation of Israeli aggression and their breach on the Palestinian people and their national rights. Arab efforts have to unite to provide this protection and to exert all efforts and knock on every door. A statement by the Arab League after the meeting declares they were considering taking legal action against Israel. United Arab Emirates representative at the Arab League, Mohammed bin Nakhira, said that all necessary measures will be taken to protect the Palestinians. And now we transfer to the crisis of Russian airstrikes on Syria. U.S. and Russian jets came within visual identification range over Syria, the U.S. military said today, adding the incidents underscored a need for air safety protocols as the former Cold War force carry out rival bombing campaigns. U.S. Army Colonel Stephen Warren, a Baghdad-based spokesman for the U.S.-led military campaign, told a Pentagon briefing the jets came within miles of each other on Saturday. The same day, U.S. and Russian militaries held talks on safety protocols. Rebel commanders said today that Syrian insurgents are deploying extensive supplies of anti-tank missiles provided by their foreign backers to counter ground attacks by the Syrian army backed by heavy Russian airstrikes. Activists said that supplies had been stepped up since the Russian airstrikes began on September 30. Moscow says its air campaign has targeted terrorist Daesh group, although many of its strikes have taken place in territory controlled by a rival rebel group supported by Assad's foreign enemies, prompting Western condemnation. Police and demonstrators angry at the government response to Saturday's deadly twin bomb blasts in Istanbul and Ankara. Demonstrators marching through Istanbul clash with riot police. They are angry at the Turkish government response after Saturday's twin bomb blasts at a Kurdish rally in Ankara that killed nearly 100 people. Turkey blames the terrorist Daesh group for the attack, but opponents are venting their anger on terrorists and Turkish President Recep Tayyip Erdogan, accusing his government of providing an inadequate intelligence and poor national security. Hundreds of people tried to lay carnations at the site of the attack, but were met with riot police. There have been similar scenes at funerals of the victims. My audience, that is a wrap-up of our top stories for today. For much more, you can check our website www.watanalkarama.tv. Thanks very much for being with us. My greeting, Rانيا البليدى.